Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Mark Schillinger. Happy to be here with you today. I'm the founder of the Young Men's Ultimate Weekend, which is a wilderness rite of passage adventure camp for young men ages 13 to 20. This is a very transformational event for young men, and if you are concerned that your son doesn't have the desire or the ability to handle the challenges of the young adult world out there that's waiting for him or her, but certainly for your sons, I'm telling you that this rite of passage adventure camp is just for him. This will change everything. This will get him ready in a weekend. I mean that sincerely. We just had one 2 weeks ago, and we had 52 young men there, and it was transformational for almost all of them. It helps them get the right mindset for moving out and going to do what they got to do without your full total support. I'm also the founder of Challenging Teenage Sons, which is an organization that helps parents and their teen sons have more caring and cooperative relationships. So today's talk is about how to relieve family stress. Part one. Why is it so important to know how to relieve the stress in your family? Well, here's why. I'm going to tell you right now, I've had 20 plus years of coaching parents, mentoring young men. I've been in front of thousands of young men, probably just like your son, and probably as many parents at this point, from coaching and lectures, workshops, things like that. I'm here to tell you that if you don't know how to stay calm in front of your son, no matter how immature or instinctually he's behaving, if you can't remain calm, he can't respect you. Straight up, he can't respect you. Now, obviously, if your life's in danger, if he's physically about to harm you, that's something else. But if he's screaming or yelling or calling you bad names, I know you want to interrupt and tell him to stop being disrespectful and all that. And I'm just going to say that for most young men, it's not impressive to them. Because they already know that they're being disrespectful, and yet they can't stop doing what they're doing. So something else has to change. What has to change is us, the adults. I had a chance to spend some time with a small tribe in Kenya, Samburu tribe, and I got to observe how calm almost all the adults were. They did not act on their reaction to the young people around them. They knew how to stay calm. This is something that primates, humans, have known how to do for probably hundreds of thousands of years. It seems like in our culture we've forgotten. We get offended, and then we react, and then we act on our reaction, we yell, we scream back. It's not going to work for young men who will be happy to go find another parent and replace you. So you have to know how to relax. And so do your children, for that matter, too. How do I know this? Because with my own family, I was going through a very painful divorce many years ago, and I was the reactive one. And I'd act on my reactions, and everybody freaked out. We didn't have a chance to be a united divorced family because I was the problem. Once I learned to calm down, everything changed. And what I wanted to say about my experience in Africa, too, is that when I watched the alpha females and the alpha males, they were the calmest ones. They didn't have to get outrageous because they knew how to use their authority, and they were calm almost all of the time. So to be an alpha mom or dad means that you know how to stay calm. Young men respect adults who can relax to their banter and their antics. When I did that, my family dynamic changed. Now, all these decades later, my former wife and I have the best relationship. We actually teach courses for parents on how to raise teen children, and we also teach courses for divorced parents. So you have to have two things to stay relaxed. Number one, you have to have a way. Like in Africa, in our tribal roots, every tribe had a way. They had values that they held in the highest regard. They knew how to communicate that to the children, and they all modeled it. So you have to have a way of parenting. And what I've done really well is put together a method, a system, a step-by-step way that helps parents train their sons, so to speak, to make it in the outside world, even with all the digital distractions that teens suffer from. So you have to have a way, and you have to have a method that allows you to calm down in 15 seconds or less. So how do I know how to teach that to people? Because as a doctor, I teach a neuroscience course for doctors, specifically acupuncturists and chiropractors and other healthcare practitioners, on mindfulness-based techniques. And the ones that I teach the parents and the young men that I work with take 15 seconds or less. You have to know how to relax. So on the next Facebook Live, I'll teach you how. Here's what I want you to know, that when you are in reaction, like I said, your son can't trust you because you're all now bathed in adrenaline and cortisol. You're all in fight or flight. You're going to probably make bad shit up on the spot. There's no young man who's going to respect that. There's no adult who would respect that. So you have to learn not to make stuff up. You have to learn to calm yourself down when there's intensity going on. So when you know how to do that on the spot, then you'll transform the adrenaline and the cortisol into endorphins. You can actually calm yourself down. Here's what I've learned. If you can't do that, nothing's going to change in the family dynamic. I mean this sincerely. I've been mentoring for many decades. You can have the best therapist, you can have the best advice, you can have all that, and if you can't relax to what's going on, nothing's going to change. Absolutely nothing's going to change. I want to give you a great story that happened to a family I was coaching just maybe about a year ago. The young man, like most of the young men I coach, is a cool dude, a good heart, a good soul, and he tends to smoke too much weed. He tends to get angry. When he gets angry, he'll pick things up and throw them against the wall. He will get a little intense, for sure. The parents would also react to his reactions to them, and then the whole thing would escalate. Nothing got accomplished other than everybody would go isolate in their rooms and then probably do their own thing and then have to wait till they would run into each other in the house and then try to avoid being uncomfortable. It's not the way you want to live. So I taught them this technique that I'm going to teach you, and I taught this to the son for that matter. One day, something changed. The young man comes home. The parents were in the kitchen getting ready for dinner. He literally just slams open the door to the kitchen and starts pounding on the dining room table, and he's angry and he's mad and he's saying bad stuff about the parents. Well, they did what I taught them. They literally stood there holding hands and did the technique. They calmed themselves down quickly. Within a few moments, the son, who knew what they were doing, calming down, he changed, like on the spot. He stopped demanding, stopped being outrageous, and then he transformed into a crying young person who's sobbing. And he later told me he was doing this because he realized it wasn't his parents that were the problem. And because his parents didn't react to him, or they did react, but they didn't respond in reaction mode, they calmed down, they relaxed to it, he told them the truth. And the truth was that he had an argument with one of his friends at school. He was angry because he's not doing well in school, some of the things that probably your sons are going through. And then the whole conversation changed to how they could help him, which is what they wanted to do for a long time. They just wanted their son to be open to their guidance. And he finally listened. It was a very beautiful, transformative moment in that family. And from then on, at any time when things got outrageous, one of those three could call a timeout and say, we need to relax first. That's where you want to get with your family. So I want to end this Facebook Live by telling you 3 simple words that you can remember. Dissolve, evolve, resolve, meaning this. I know that you are loving parents and that you want nothing more for your son to know how to make it in that outside world and be successful and happy and resilient. I know that. And I also know that you'll tend to rush in with a solution, or you better, or if you don't, I'm going to take your phone away, or some sort of demand that's not going to work. As I said earlier, son's not going to respect that. So let things dissolve. When you learn this technique, you're going to learn to just let things dissolve. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just stand there or sit there and relax. You can then let it evolve, meaning when your son's done with his rant and you're just staying calm, you can say, son, I know that you're really upset about something, or you're really passionate about this, and we're going to come back to this later when we're all calm. Not like when you calm down, because that's not going to work, when we're all calm. And you're going to model calm. So evolve means you can walk away gently, calmly, respectfully. It's not an F you when you walk away, it's totally calm. And then as you're preparing dinner, or as you're stretching in your bedroom, or whatever you do, or even watching TV, or driving in the car, let your proper response evolve. And based on the model that I teach parents, they specifically pick certain virtues that they know their son needs to learn, like responsibility, accountability, resilience, whatever it may be, so that they have a chance to formulate what do they want to come back with to their son. So you let your answers sort of evolve, and then you respond when you're ready so that things can resolve. So don't try to go to resolve first, is my message here. Learn to relax, dissolve, let your answers evolve, and then when you're ready, you will try to resolve. And there's a whole way to do that, which I will teach you on the very next Facebook Live. Dissolve, evolve, resolve, not resolve first. Okay, thank you for hearing me. I look forward to seeing you at the next Facebook Live.